My shorts have gotten a little bit of attention and I'm nearing 100 subscribers. So when I hit 100 subscribers, I'm thinking about doing a special little video, and I'd appreciate it if you comment below what you'd want to see. I have two ideas right now. I could review the first show I ever participated in, all the way back in 2019, or I could do the first rides I ever had on Nemo, and those were kind of a wreck. So comment below which ones you'd like to see, or if you have any other ideas, comment them below. This first segment is going to be a lot of me talking, explaining what bodywork is, why I chose to do it, and the things that got done. If you would rather skip to the results where you'll see me riding and comparing screenshots to show the difference, then I would recommend you skip to the timestamps on this video. I'm going to leave them up for a little bit before I start talking. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bagel. He's going to be joining me for this video because he really wants attention. Since Nemo's been home in California for a bit, me and my trainers have noticed he has a lot of tightness in his hind end when he's moving and working. So over Christmas break, we decided that we're going to get him some bodywork done. Bodywork is extremely important for any horse doing a high impact sport, especially something like show jumping, cross country, or dressage, which he's done all three. Since he's been with me, this is his first time he's ever got bodywork done. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing how he moved before he got the bodywork done and how he moved after he got the bodywork done. I think you'll definitely be able to see the difference when we look at the videos, especially when we do side-by-side comparisons of his hind end and his front end before and after he got his bodyworking done. I've talked about this before, that I'm a first-gen horse owner, and if it wasn't for my lovely trainers, I wouldn't have even known that bodywork really exists or that it was a really helpful thing. So I'm hopeful that this video will be able to show other first-time horse owners that if you're having issues with your horse's mobility, maybe some slight lameness, saddle soreness, stuff like that, they should consider getting a body worker out to look at your horse. Nemo's body worker that we use was a vet who transitioned to doing bodywork activities, so she's able to evaluate him from more of a clinical standpoint when it comes to his gaits and places in his body that he seems to be locked up. Our body worker really liked him a lot. She thought his gaits were pretty. She did say that he was more suited for show jumping as opposed to dressage, but that's okay, we already knew that when we bought him. Given what he's done in his lifetime, the amount of shows, how high he's jumped, she was extremely happy with how freely he was moving, even though he did have some tension. She also said he was decently muscled. She did note we need to build up the hind end more as the front end is more developed. She did note that he did have a semi-decent top line. So why did we choose to get bodywork on Nemo done? Well, as I said before, I plan on showing him in show jumping, dressage, at some point in the future cross country, maybe some equitation medals, and some hunter derbies. All of these activities can put a lot of stress on his joints, his ligaments, muscles, tendons, all that stuff. And as a horse owner, it's my obligation to make sure he's feeling as comfortable as possible and as happy as possible, especially if I'm asking him to do a job. Horses are animals that did not evolve to do extensions on the long side or pee-offs at X. They didn't evolve to jump over colored sticks that are at the height of like 1.40 meters. So it's only fair if I'm asking him to do this job that I make sure I support him in every way possible to make him as comfortable and as happy as I possibly can. When it comes to the work that got done, the body worker noted that he had an amazing personality, was a very good horse. As I said before, he was more built for jumping than dressage, but she thinks he could be decently competitive in both, as he is a decently flashy mover and he has a lot of chrome, which will draw attention to him in the ring. She did note that he had mild restrictions at his pole, lower neck, knees, pelvis, and sternum. She noted that this was nothing major and to be concerned about. However, she did say that she was going to manipulate his body to try and loosen those restrictions to allow him to move more freely throughout his body. To promote evenness, whatever we did to one side of the body, we did to the other. I'm just gonna mark it on one side to make it easier to look at. The yellow circle is where we did red light therapy. These pins that are dropping are where we did acupuncture. This blue circle popping up is where we did shockwave on his SI. He got 2 treatments of that. This pink line represents the areas in which he got spinal manipulation done. And finally, the beamer is a blanket, so it was all over his body. I'm not going to bother marking that. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess, but he did get a lot of work done. I have been able to see near immediate results from the body working, and honestly, it just keeps getting better. I especially see results in his freedom of movement, his comfortability when he's switching between gaits, and his ability to track up. I'm gonna show 2 clips. One of the clips is going to be the first time I ever rode Nemo, and the next clip is going to be the first time I rode him immediately after he got the body working done. In the clips, you should be able to see a difference in his shoulder movement and his ability to use his hind end. After that, I'm going to take 2 separate screenshots. One from the video when I first tried him, and one from the video after he got his body working done. Then I'm going to adjust the opacity and the layering so you can get a direct comparison. Both of these screenshots are going to be at the same moment of time with the same feet forward or backwards. What I'm going to be specifically comparing in those 2 screenshots is his ability to use his hind end, his ability to track up, and the freedom of motion in his shoulder. I'm then going to compare some videos of him jumping. Now, you're not going to see a lot of change over the fence. However, there is going to be change in how he approaches the fence. There is also a change in his ability and willingness to move forward. I did not get any videos or pictures of that, so unfortunately, you're going to have to take my word for that one. This is a short clip of my first ride on Nemo. You're gonna have to excuse my equitation. It is not perfect. I'm just gonna let you watch this video and come to your own conclusions without really commenting on how he's moving. The screenshot that I took is from this segment on the far long side, so I'd pay attention to that. And this was my most recent ride after the bodywork. Again, my equitation was not great because I hadn't ridden him in 2 weeks. One thing to note, he's not moving as forward as quickly, however he is using his hind end more. For the rest of the video, though, I will just let you look and observe and come to your own conclusions. I was tracking a different way in the original video. As such, I had to flip it, but you'll see that they're in the same position for the most part. If you look at the right hind in the updated version, you'll see he's reaching farther under himself and his back is lifted up higher to carry himself much better. You will also see that his front leg is reaching farther forward. This can be attributed to increased shoulder mobility. While the difference may not be night and day, it's still a lot, especially considering this was his first round and this was immediately after his body working session. With the opacity changed, we can see that his front leg is almost a whole leg farther forward and his hind leg is clearly tracking up much better, which in turn is going to help him reach under himself as well as build up more hind end and back muscling. This was one of my first jumps on Nemo. Approaching the fence, you're going to notice that he's kind of short and together, almost like a bouncy ball. He jumps it really cute, but it's the approach that we're mainly looking at. I do get a little left behind because I was riding ponies and he's 16.3, so I was not prepared. We're gonna watch the video again at real speed so you can see how it looks in real time. This next video is our most recent jumping video. The arena is a bit smaller, so he's not going to be moving forward as quickly. However, you'll see on this approach, he's much more willing to use his hind end, and overall the jump is cuter as well. He did try and dive towards the gate, so I did check him a bit with my left rein. We've been working through gate sourness. Replaying the clip a bit slower now, you're going to see he moves much better out of his hind end. He's much more fluid through his front end. And he's much less like a tight, coiled, bouncy ball. The jump itself is also a bit prettier. He actually swaps his lead over the fence, which I was so proud of him for. We've been working on that. Next, I'm comparing the two jump videos side by side. He is able to jump more correctly with his legs, and over the fence, his hind end will get more clearance over the pole in the most recent video, showing overall that in jumping and dressage, bodywork helps. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to keep up with me and Nemo's journey, you can subscribe, like. If you disagree with me or you have any questions or just general comments, put them down below. I love to talk to people about horses, so I really enjoy receiving comments. That's all. Thank you so much, and make sure you don't die out there.